Good check.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check. 1, 2.
1, 2, mate. 1, 2 there. We're going to do a mic check, are we?
Mic check. I came all the way from Liverpool to do this podcast.
I came all the way from Liverpool to do this podcast.
It's my first time here in Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's a beautiful place. Is this my first time in Connecticut?
It's Connecticut.
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 Yes, it's a trash place.
It's not hard.
That place is rubbish. We could talk like this the whole time.
Dude, I had this idea.
Talk to me, Goose.
I had this idea when my daughter was about to be born. I was talking to her mom, and I was like, dude, let's just talk in accents from the minute she arrives until we give her an accent, and then one day just
stop.
So what's up, dude? Like, what's up with the American accent, Dad?
She'd be like, what in the hell?
What are you talking about, dude? What do you mean? I've been talking like this my whole life.
So you're telling me that you legitimately said that?
I said it.
Did you think that the baby would have that's what the baby would have sounded like? There's no other influences around.
Nature versus nurture.
There we go. Yeah. I think we should probably dive into that a bit more. Yeah. You're like, yeah, she's fine. She's British now. She's British. That's a very, I think you're going to do a great. Wait, you already have a baby. Yeah, that's the baby now.
My kid's 7 years old.
Oh, yeah. We'll start now. Just be like, yeah, just start it now. See if she picks it up then.
She does the accents now. We do the accents together.
That shit's so much fun.
We have a field day.
My niece opened the door when I did a podcast.
Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
Welcome to the podcast. Ben Knows Nothing. This is Ian Matthew. I am Ben Duborg. We're coming in hot today. My niece, when she opens the door, she's like, "Thank you, sir."
Oh,
she thinks that shit is so funny, and I think it's
hilarious.
Funny. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
And then what'd she do?
That's what I do.
So she ate. Okay, by the way, Great British Baking Show is out, and I'm a huge fan. I watch it.
I've never seen it, but I know how it is to get lost in one of those.
Oh, I'm lost.
Shows.
From the very beginning. I've been Paul Hollywood all the way. Yo, I love you. Shout out Mary Berry. Shout out.
I was in it. Yeah.
Dude, I love it. So my niece watches that shit. So they actually those two actually got me hooked. My niece Adrian and Athena. And then she goes like this. She's like, and now when she was eating something, and she's like, it's quite scrummy. I was like, hey, because I say that all the time now, and I've never said that. I love Great British Baking Show. We had a hell of a weekend, didn't we? Yeah,
my weekend was good.
What'd you do? What'd you do with your weekend?
Oh, I took my daughter. We took my daughter to see the Jonas Brothers. That was rad.
Oh shit, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yours is better than mine then. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say.
I got married.
Can we just talk about how? Do you want to talk about how you did it? Because I think it's massively brave.
Yeah, very brave.
However,
very brave.
I'm also very enamored at your relationship in general.
Yeah,
that you could pull that off with no are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Graziella Coffee Company, the coffee company that reminds you. Don't work too hard. Today, me and Ben are sipping on the Copan Honduras, which is a darker roast coffee, which is absolutely amazing. Bold and sweet with hints of butterscotch, molasses, and graham cracker. Graziella Coffee Company, the coffee company that reminds you. Don't work too hard.
Don't work too hard.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Yeah, sure. We could talk about it.
And like I said, whatever we could chop it up too if you don't want to.
Okay. No. Let's. I'll give it to you. Give it to you straight. Give it to you raw.
Give it to me straight, kid.
Give it to you straight, kid. Yeah. So I got married this past weekend, and I think when you know what you want, when you know what you want, and you go after it, and you've listened. I think so. This is a listening game for a lot of young men, a lot of young boys. Do yourself a favor. If you're dating somebody, listen. Actually listen to what they repeat and what they say. If I didn't get married the way that I did now, I would have just went away, with her, and we would have gotten married on a vacation, just the two of us with the justice of the peace.
I'm just saying this is so amazing to me.
Yeah. So what I did though is called my fam, my sister, and I said, hey, I want to marry this young lady. I want to marry her, and I want to get engaged, and I think we should just do it, And she was like, cool, let's do it. Like my sister is
No. You were saying to your sister, we should just do it. Like we should just say, let's get engaged and get married.
Yeah, I said that to her.
Like, let's just do it. Let's get engaged.
There was big dick energy when I said to my sister.
I know the story, but I don't think they do. So when you say that, I think So what you're saying is, you said, let's just do it. Let's get engaged, then get married.
To my sister. I said it to her because I needed her to kind of set it up for me, kind of talk to me a little bit about it.
Yeah.
So I drove up to Vermont on Friday. 2 hours after we were there, I was engaged, and then the next day we got married. And I could not have done it without my family. Like those are MVPs, man. Those are amazing. My sister was the best man, the maid of honor, the wedding planner, the everything.
That's amazing.
She is the OG. She's the one that deserves all the praise. Yeah, my sister. My sister's the best.
That's fire,
dude. She was like, say no more.
But that's like, but that's kind of like, is she a big sister?
Yeah, my older sister.
I feel like
she's the best.
That's like a big sister role. I feel like like a big sister. I don't have one. Well, I do in a sense. Yeah, I do. But I know how they get about their little brothers. So she must have been like, let's rock. Especially if she likes your girl.
She obviously. Was. Oh yeah, she loves it. They're like best friends.
They like hang out outside of you.
Yeah, they don't like hang out with me. So yeah, I got engaged. I told her, so the big thing is everybody's asking me, how did I get her to have a dress and not know that she was going to get married? So she said to me,
I didn't even think about
that. We're not females,
Holy
but
shit.
That was the one, dude. I've been getting hit up every day since I announced that I got married.
Where did you announce it? I didn't see it.
I said it on, the only reason why we said it on Facebook, and hear me out, I didn't want to. No. The only reason why was because we had family that weren't there, that didn't see any of the pictures, and that they live, in different places, different states, different stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I did that, and that actually was for my sister, because my sister was like, "Let me share these photos," Yeah.
Okay, my first question was, fuck, I forgot. It was. Did anything go wrong? Nothing went wrong. Like nothing. I don't want to but
nothing.
Everything went how you planned it.
Everything went exactly as planned,
Holy
which takes a lot. So when we rolled up, the place is a mansion. It's beautiful. It's in Vermont. It was absolutely gorgeous. We rolled up, and I'm like, I got a lot. And she's like, yo, this place is huge. This place is dope. And I'm like, yeah, it's much bigger than I thought it was going to be. I had to lie to her, And then, she's like, there's like 5 rooms here. She's like, we could sleep in all of these.
Yeah,
and, she said sleep. So I'm like, yeah, we could sleep in all of these. And then about 2 hours later, I'll say it. I don't care. So about 2 hours later, I said, hey, we're going to go to dinner. Put on a dress. So I said, hey, put on this dress. So she put on this green dress that she bought. So she originally bought 3 dresses, one white, one green, one black. I was like, yo, don't worry about it. I got you. But so the thing was, she said, I said, we're going to go to dinner.
Yeah.
So she put on a green dress and I said, hey, put it on and come out. We'll go. And then I said, hey, that fits really, really well, that green dress. And I said, so, hey, see if this fits too. And I slid the box across the kitchen table. And so she's like, what? They think that girls, is this real? Is this real? And
wait.
And then I go like this. I opened it, and the moment between us, and then I said, see if this fits just as well.
Smooth operator. That was smooth. You said that dress fits well, and let's see if this
fits. Bro, I'm good.
Ooh, you. Well, that was good.
Yeah. So then I grabbed her hand, and
because you're not like the knee guy. You're not the get on.
No, I'm not that guy.
We talked about that. Yeah. That's why I was kind of wondering how you were gonna do it.
Yeah. And then I slid it on her finger, and she was having a good time, having a ball. We had a drink. We went for a walk on the property. It was a beautiful property, 140 acres. It was gorgeous, right? So then, 2 hours later, my sister's like, my big sister's like, yo, we're going to be there at 4:54. And I'm like, roger that. And which I was talking like that the whole time before this plan. I'm like, the ginger eagle has landed. I was saying shit like that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So then I seen him out of the corner of my eye. So I seen him rolling up on the corner of my eye, right? So she's facing me. And I go, what if I asked you if you would marry me tomorrow? I said, would you do that? And she said, yeah, of course I would. And I said, so you're telling me if I asked you to marry, you do it tomorrow? And she goes, yeah, of course. But how would we do that? It's crazy. And I go, we'll turn around. So I went like this. And I pointed to the door. When she turned around, everybody was rolling up and coming in. And then she started, she hid behind the fridge. And, she was just happy. And so then her family. Oh, my God. Yeah. Great. So her family started coming. Her grandmother.
I'm gonna tear up. I'm gonna tear up, bro. This is great.
Yeah. It was beautiful, man. It was probably like the best thing.
So the thing I think is really cool. Really cool is you have a different story that you'll be like, and obviously no disrespect to anybody who loves the traditional wedding, because I've been to plenty of beautiful ones.
Do it.
But just the fact that you were able to pull it off in such a way that it's almost like it was cool because you really knew your girl in this sense. It wasn't like, a lot of people like the traditional, so they go traditional because they think they like traditional, kind of don't want to steer away from that,
Yeah.
I went to a wedding, I think we talked about it in the pod where it was very much them.
Yeah.
Like when you walked in, you were like, oh, this is their wedding.
Yeah.
This feels like them. This is cool.
Yeah, and I got a lot of that. You said it. You were like, bro, only you could pull this off. Like you texted me. And then I had a couple other people say the same thing. And then, you have a couple people, you have people kind of question your thing. And then obviously I'm dealing with family and friends that are kind of upset that they weren't coming. But so here's my caveat to that. And I'll say this because I've said this to my own family and to my own friends.
Yeah.
When you start mistaking what you have to do and what you should do from what you want to do, that's where you screw up. I think that's where people screw up. You start putting what you and your partner, you and your wife, you and your husband, you and your girl, you and your man, whatever, do what you want to do. Because you want to live in that moment. I got to go to sleep. Saturday night, listening to my family laugh, and have fun. And that was one of the best feelings I've ever had. And I was quiet the whole day, bro. Like I was just really just soaking it in. I was around the people who nurtured my relationship. And
oh yeah, I see.
We had the
get
people
to see the fruits of the labor
of that. Yeah, I had my like I said, my aunt and uncle that were there. Like they were there for me when I changed my career, changed it up. You see all this shit. You didn't see me, sleeping on the floor out in their porch. And I was with her then, and. It's hot as fuck. I'm sitting out there just drenched in sweat. There's no AC out there. I just literally left my job because I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to start my own company. I want to do this. Now everybody sees this, but they don't see that. They don't see you doing that. And she was there then, so you have to recognize honor, like, yo, you were ride or die when I was sleeping.
Well, I think that just really shows you, because there's also that, that kind of like taking your mask off when you go home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that little front you put on for everybody all day. Whether it's
it's vulnerability.
Take it off and this is who I really am.
That's the only thing I could say that what makes me different is that I could be vulnerable, and I could be vulnerable with every single person that was in that room. So I chose.
Oh, that's a great way to choose.
Yeah, I chose to have the people that I've gone to when I was my most vulnerable and nurtured a relationship between me and somebody I love. And I understand that my some of my friends and family might have been, people get bitter, they make it personal, they make it about them, and I just go, hey, you're not here or you're not around to see that. It's okay. Don't take it personal. Take it as in, I don't even have that in me to get mad when somebody, like, you ever have somebody not invite you to something and you get upset? Like, I mean, we've all done it.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. Like, my thing is, like, I don't
have that anymore.
I'm so focused on this life, and I love it so much.
If you want to come, you come.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, my boy's like, hey, man, you coming to the fire tonight? I'm like, I didn't know I was invited. He goes, oh, shit, man, you're always invited. And I go, he's like, so you going to come? And I go, no. I go, I love you, bud, but I can't. I have so much stuff to do.
Right.
So I had the best. Oh, man, I'm going to get fucking choked up. I had the best wedding that somebody could ask for.
That's amazing.
And
cool.
And we did it our way.
Yeah.
And we did it.
I think that makes it very, very special.
And with that being said, I also had her thoughts in mind with she could not do more than 10 people. She just has like social anxiety. You got to be like, we really are polar opposites. Like, I have no problem being in the spotlight, no problem doing anything. She would faint if there was more than, 5 people there.
Pictures taken?
Yeah. I'll show you the thing we played.
Your shoe game was nice.
Yeah, dude, the shoes are hot.
Fire.
Dude, I'm gonna get you a pair of those.
No, that was really cool, man. That was.
Is probably the best thing I've ever done. It honestly is one of the
without giving your name to people. I asked their opinion on how would you feel if your man came home tomorrow and said, "Hey," a lot of them were like, "Well." I specified. I was like, you guys have talked about,
we have, yeah.
But and a lot of them were like, hell no.
Yeah.
Like, I would need to plan my way. Like, you're not, that's my day, and I
see. They keep saying my day shit. That's not true. It's our day.
Yeah. And there's and like I said, there's I almost think that the whole for me, I think it's a lot of men just go, hey, all right, it'll make you happy, babe.
Yeah,
right. And I think there's a certain level of truth to that, and what is it? Smartness to that,
Well, I think I think
learn to shit, like you said, learn to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Listen.
See, I don't think that. I think that's something that's been kind of rammed down our throats with this romantic comedy, 80s and 90s and late 2000s, and I think that we need to have a difference in men are different than women. We just are.
Well, I think it was more of a what I was saying was it was more of a pick your battles thing.
Oh no!
In this sense, you were like you were able to find somebody that was completely down.
So that's what I'm saying. It's subjective to the person.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I could see how this would be a nightmare for some females and be a nightmare for some males.
Crazy, right?
So for me, like, people are like,
"Oh, what do you mean, man? My best friend John wasn't there."
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. Like, for me, I'm like, I'm okay with it.
We played football and fucking pee-wee together.
That's what people do. They get all like.
Yeah, but what's funny is I every now and then, like, I think of things like who's gonna come to my funeral, or who would come to my wedding, or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that I'm like, oh, dude, I want that guy at my wedding. But then, in reality, I know, like, when it came down to, like, really, like, choosing, they'd be like, oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah. And there was a lot of that, like, in your head. Like, I found somebody that's what we wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But once again, it's not for everybody. It's just like anything else. Like, I went to a flex wedding where everything was flexed.
Funk flex?
No. Yeah, you know Funk Master? I had his shoes. Funk Master Flex shoes. Those were dope.
Oh,
no, but I had been to a wedding where I've never felt like it was more about what was there, not who was there. Like, it was like, oh, we have this chandelier and we hang, cheese comes out of it or something. And then they're like, we have doves all the time up on the top. Like, they carry notes from table to table. And you're like, what the fuck? And then they're like, we have a chocolate fountain that, if you wanted to, you can bathe in, and then you will change your suits. And you're like, what?
So good friends of mine, Sky and Jason, they watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Yo, they had when the wedding I was telling you about, it was theirs. Right?
Yeah.
And when we walked in, I was like, this is just so them. It wasn't quaint, but it wasn't grandiose.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top.
Yeah.
And then for the food, Vinny's Pizza pulled up with their like truck or whatever,
That's
and they were
dope.
making pizzas out
That's
of the
dope.
thing, right? Oh, also with like the beautiful little.
But were they happy?
Absolutely.
That's
This
all that
was their
matters.
day. Yo, and Jason
That's
had
dope.
the best suit I've ever seen. Like green Conor McGregor suit.
Yeah.
The only thing I could like describe it as.
Yeah.
Like that green, and but then for dessert. We're on the dance floor, drinking, having fun. All of a sudden, you hear the
No shit.
And the ice cream man pulls up.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever you want.
That's
Whatever you
dope.
want. I was like, dog, this is the craziest thing ever. I was like, what is better than partying, dancing with your friends, good pizza, good vibes, love, and then ice cream from the ice cream man at the end?
Yeah. Do you know?
What?
Do you know what that wedding sounds like? That wedding sounds like
party.
two people who loved one another
And knew each other
also
well enough.
knew the people they invited. Fucking who is it?
Sky and Jason.
Sky and Jason. Shout out, dude.
Both got the same last name.
That is the dopest.
It was great.
It'd be
No, it was
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
I kept saying, I was like, yo, this is
Turning
like,
to
just
Eddie
fun.
Murphy. Ice cream. Ice cream. Dude, I would go nuts. Yeah, but yo, it's just like those two people. That's where it's at. They knew each other.
They knew each other well
and
enough.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been hit up by more females now than I ever like. I'm not for that, but just like questions, and they're always like, "Did you really get married and engaged?" And it's like, yeah, or get engaged and married within like 12 hours. It's like, bro, I know. When you know, you know.
Well, I think there's a lot. I mean, I think that's
They don't see the planning in the back.
there's the
months
there's
of planning.
The idea of the relationship that's been thrown on us for years.
Yeah.
Of basically like both people faking somebody who they're really not.
Yeah.
In order to live up to the standards of what society is telling you is a good relationship.
Yeah.
We can go into that deeper another day. But then you have the people that are really like, what's this standard over here has absolutely nothing to do with how I feel about you.
Exactly.
You know
That's
what I mean?
that's what it was. Yeah.
The whole thing of like, yeah, if people want to go and get married and never once put rings on their fingers, or somebody doesn't, there's people that will look down on that.
Yeah. I know.
And
Ring.
be like, oh, what do you mean he didn't get you a ring?
Yeah.
If it was,
I got her a ring. I didn't get one.
and don't get me wrong, I'm
Yeah.
also not mad at the people that
That do
want
it.
the ring, like that. I get it. Like
Yeah. Everybody's different. So I think it's like when we respect or when we acknowledge that it's like everybody's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we just went, cool.
And that was where the pick your
High
battles
five.
things comes in, because that's where it's like, okay, like, if you want to go traditional, it's like, do I really care about what kind of flowers you got at the
Yeah.
wedding, or do I really care about,
Yeah.
no, I don't care.
Yeah, but it's
Now,
also
if it comes
it's
to like,
it's like just
who's gonna
listen.
be there.
Just yeah, it's like listen, pick your battles. Like I knew that like for me, it was purely about vulnerability and love. That's it. I just wanted to be able to have that, but those moments, and that was it. Like because, dude, anything I've ever wanted, I just go and get, because that's just the way I am. She knew that too, getting into it. She's like, how do I? She even says it. She goes, how do I even get you stuff? Because anything that you want, you just go get, because you work hard, and that's what I do. So for me, I listened to her that whole time, and you're just like, yo, I heard you. Like that's what you wanted, and I did that. So I would say the only thing that we can get like out of that whole conversation talking about like marriage and weddings and shit, just listen.
Do what you want to
Yeah,
do.
just do what you want, but listen. Like really listen to the person, because I think that that's why dudes do that, because they really don't. A lot of dudes really don't care about that type of wedding stuff. But for me, I knew I was like, this person would do this, I would do this, and we can move on and start building that type of life.
I also think that a lot of dudes don't care about the wedding stuff because they view it as like the traditional wedding.
Yeah.
If we said, hey, like, how do you want to celebrate us getting married? How do you want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to fucking go jump off a plane
Yeah.
You know, like, if,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, do you want to go skydiving while we say I do? Like,
well, that's kind of the honeymoon thing.
Do.
That's kind of the honeymoon afterwards, though, if you think about it. Like, hey, how do you want to celebrate? Like, how do you want to do
even
it?
Even if you said, hey, how do you want to do it? Because at the end of the day, all you need is somebody there to officiate and fucking make you sign the papers. And
then you're done. And then you're done.
You go to City Hall and do that. But it's like, okay, what if I wanted to fucking do it at a circus?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Today we're getting married with Bozo the Clown.
And then we're just doing it. That would be a fucking nightmare. I'd be like, clowns are weird.
Bro.
The clowns didn't scare me, but now they do.
We're not going to the clowns right now.
You get scared?
No, I just...
Yeah. So, I have something even crazier. My honeymoon, this is the realization. My honeymoon, or the thing that the trip that I'm about to go on, or that I would, whenever we decide, will be a week off to 10 days. 7 to 10 days, right? Do you know that is the longest vacation I've ever taken? Ever. I've never taken 7 days off. The most amount of days I've ever taken off is 5. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I've never even taken a full week off.
Yeah.
I've never taken a full week off.
I've taken a week off.
That's
really about it. Like, once I hit 7 days, once I hit 4, I start to be like, oh man.
Now, we were talking about that before, man, because I was feeling burnt. I was feeling burnt out right before I went, and maybe it was because I was holding all that in. I had to hold that in. We redid the studio. You see,
that shit is stressful.
The floor, everything in there. My company has been. This sounds like such a dick thing to bitch about. It's been insane.
Thriving.
It's been thriving, and it's been amazing to see so many. But I was burnt, man. Like, I was like really just starting to go, oh man, this is not like, I need a little bit of a break, because I'm doing things I've never done before. And you were saying that too. You were saying you were kind of feeling that you're just that energy. You know what I mean? You've been doing a lot, bro.
Yeah. My creative cycle is like is a roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go into month periods, and I think I'm in one of those right now. And I don't know what the science or the astrology or whatever it is behind it, right? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I know I go into month periods where I'm like, oh, I have an idea for this. I have an idea for that. I have an idea for this. I have an idea for that. And like, it just comes. And right now we're in album mode. So we're working on the album.
Yeah.
And I caught it. Like, I caught the creative, I'm enjoying, the verses that I write, the choruses that I write. I'm finding them, like, they're working with me, whether it's, even if it's a co-write and I didn't write there, but the music itself is like working with me. You know what I'm saying? And
it's like pulling you. Would you say?
I would say I'm pushing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I'm taking it, and then after we get, after
the momentum.
Yeah, like after I put my piece on it, like after I put my part on it, it's like, oh, I hear the whole, like, it feels right.
That's that push-pull mentality, though. So after a while, when you start pushing, you're pushing to the other side to now when it pulls you. So now you're in that creative cycle because you push so hard in the beginning. So you work so hard in the beginning that now it's like, yo, let's go.
Well, knowing that it goes from, like, let's say it's 3 to 4 months where I'm like, go. Everything is just flowing. You need me to do something. It's coming. Then it goes into this other period where it's kind of like, I don't know what I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know if this, like, I question myself. I question the lyrics I write. I question, structure of song, everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't I have, like, it's funny. I go from, like, super confident and super creative to, like, super, like, I question myself. I'm not, it's weird. And that's why I like to come back to music. And a lot of the music on this album is stuff that I've started and then had to come back to, but, like, it's now making sense. These hooks that I wrote before, although they made sense before, now they're even more intertwined with my life. Or even when I do a co-write now, like, I know when to be like, okay, I'm not in my creative,
take a step back. Yeah.
I'm not at the top of my game right now creatively. So then James, my co-writer, he'll come through with something and I'm like, oh God, thank God you're here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But he and he knows we write similar, you know what I'm saying? So when he writes something, it fits very well, and I can take, like, a chorus that he'll write, and I can make the verses very much, oh, that's an Ian Matthew verse. That's
okay.
That's coming from,
like, they would know.
Yeah, or at least
you would know.
I know, because a lot of times I do write, like, encrypted, you know, kind of. I don't necessarily want to just come out and say, hey, A, X, Y, Z, and ABC, da, 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 da. It's more like, I'm going to take you on a little, like, you got to figure it out a little bit yourself.
That's
like,
the play on.
And if you don't figure it out, it's still going to make sense however you interpret it.
Yeah, that's like, that's a beautiful part of it. Like, they can go on their own journey when you say a certain sentence some way. It's like, it hits everybody so different. That's like poetry. It's just like, it's like anything else. You could just interpret it however you want to, and the way that you interpret it is the right way because it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way the way that the album like kind of came about was people had kind of started asking for one. They were kind of like, when are you going to drop a little more than a single?
Yeah.
And what I always wanted to do was wait for the time when people were actually like asking for it. So then I was kind of like, all right, we're playing with the idea. And then we I kind of just watched it happen. There was probably like 5, 6, 7 songs that just kind of started forming, and we would go in and work on them a little bit, and they would go back, and they never really got finished. But they were just like, we were like, these are really good. We're like, what's going on with them? What's like, you know, what do we gonna do?
You need to finish it.
And so we kind of started figuring out what we had to do in order to make those songs work, and how we had to, you know, get them, I guess, just get them to work.
Yeah,
you know? And we're starting to we figured it out, and now we're like in the process of making everything to, you know, how it's supposed to be. But
that leaves it.
Time.
But that leaves it to now. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of stuff going on. You know, how are you doing mentally with it? Like, are you exhausted every day? Are you just like, man, you know, working in that studio has really zapped me of everything right now. So how you recharging?
It's quite contrary. I've been exhausted every single day of my life since I was like 18.
Yeah.
I've just learned to
go.
I shouldn't say that, because I used to do very, very, very well on like 3 hours of sleep. Stay up until 4, wake up at 7.
Yeah.
Stay up until 3, wake up at 5. You know, whatever. It's cool. Like,
but that's not good either for your health.
Terrible. Like, and I'm not one to deny science. Like, I know that this shit is bad. You know what I mean?
And you have been doing better in really trying to take a big step into taking better care of yourself.
Yeah, that's because I feel it, bro. I feel myself. Like, I feel like whether it's my mental state, whether it's my physical state, my energy, my you know, whatever it is, bro, I feel it. Like,
starting to catch up.
Yeah, it's the first time in my life where I was ever like, well, I shouldn't say that, because when I had a kid, that was the first time ever in my life where I experienced like exhaustion. That was the first time I was ever like, oh, this is what it feels like to be tired.
Yeah, yeah.
And
tired in every way. See,
completely exhausted, mentally drained, physically drained. Like,
yeah. And I don't. And it's weird when you talk about children, and I don't have any children, but you know, I get it, because I imagine it's also emotionally exhausting because of how much you love them, the fear of them getting hurt. Oof. Then it's also taking actual care of them. Then it's also
you have a brand new set of stresses that you've never, like, when you have a kid. You know, all the other stresses in your life that you experience, you've probably experienced before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it's like something harmful to yourself, whether it's, you know, being late for something, or, you know, somebody taking your girl, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But then you get this you know, this little human life that relies on nobody but you.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you are okay. And then it clicks in your head that, like, oh, wait. I have to look out for myself because I know that the world is not okay.
Yeah, and
like,
for them.
Now I have to, but also you have to do things where you send them to school every day. You send them to a preschool every day. I remember the first day when she was still a baby and we had to put her into like, you know, a babysitting thing.
Like daycare.
Like a daycare, so that we could go to work.
And,
you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. How do I do this?
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, eventually you learn. You also realize that everybody else has to do it, but it's one of those things where, like, I enjoy talking to other fathers, because when musicians, especially when I see a musician that's a dad, we usually connect very well.
Yeah.
You know, it's just because we either understand each other's schedule, we understand each other's responsibilities, we understand where each other is in our lives, or like, you know, whatever it is, how we have something that maybe this other person that doesn't have children has. You know what I mean? It's this weird thing.
So when you had, you know, your child, when you had the baby, now you had to kind of clean up your health a bit more in a real way.
Oh, I stopped doing drugs.
And now,
I cleaned
cleaned up.
I cleaned up completely.
So now you're getting to the point where it's time to now take care of your health even more. And you were saying because you had that vape pen, right?
Yeah.
And now you're saying,
well, my thing was quit cigarettes was my first thing, and then I just got addicted to vaping. And,
so how often were you hitting that vape before?
Oh, dog. I don't know, man. I probably can't even tell you. It's probably like, I mean, from the minute I woke up, it was in my head. Because it's not like a cigarette. You don't got to like wake up.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, you got to bundle up, go outside.
Yeah, you don't. You're just like, it could be.
You're right in your bed, just like, woo, you know, and it's
so like 20, 30 pulls on it. Maybe.
Yeah. If you don't even have to, you know, I used to think about it when, you know, if you were in a spot where you can't smoke, you got to be the guy. So you got to be right back. I'm out. You know, now you just got to go into the hallway, whatever, just make it, inhale it long enough where it doesn't come out, whatever it is. But I realized that, like, it's funny that I wanted to quit cigarettes, but then I just got more addicted to nicotine because of the convenience of it. So now I'm trying to kick that, and I'm doing like it's easier. You know what I mean? Like I'm not.
And how many pulls do you take on that now? You were just telling me.
I got it down to like 10. I'll take 10 every 2 hours.
Okay, that's not bad, dude. That's better.
Like.
So it's like, dude,
and it might be like intermittent. I'm trying to like, you know, wean off, but like that's a lot better than I was, you know, but it is. And I don't know if maybe it's the stress of getting off that. And it's only been like 4 or 5 days. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, like.
Yeah, you feel better.
One day I had left the studio at 8 o'clock and I told T Biggs, shout out to T Biggs. I told T Biggs, I said, yo, I'm going to fucking put this thing down, bro. And part of me, it was funny. I wanted to do some like big dramatic like scene. And like in my head, I was throwing it in the woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. I was like, I can't. I'm an addict, right?
Because
so I was realistic about it. So I was like, all right,
that's great.
I'm gonna take my last drags of it here, and then when I go home, we'll figure out what we're doing.
Yeah.
I got home and I looked at it in my little center console of my car, and I'm like, leave it. So I went upstairs, went to sleep, got up in the morning. I didn't think about it because I didn't see it at first.
Yeah.
I didn't think, and as soon as I saw it in my car, I was like, ooh, I want it. And I was like, well, that's good because I didn't want it until I saw it. So I'm like, let me see if I could just out of sight, out of mind. And then I realized, you know, then I start feeling a little different when I'm like, oh, this is my body telling me without seeing it.
Yeah.
And you feel it,
and
though.
you do.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to think of.
Like, when I quit smoking too, man, and that was tough.
It's the hardest shit I've ever done.
It wasn't as hard for me because I made it a non-negotiable. So I literally, that's
what I'm doing myself.
Yeah,
now.
my mind is like this. Like if I go, hey, stop doing that, and I go, if you do that, this is how you're going to feel. Remember this right now. And I even recorded myself one time. It was a voice message. And then I saved it on my phone. It said, listen to when you want to grab a cigarette. It was actually like a cigarette and also a drink.
Listen here, you pussy.
You know, it was like, just remember how you feel. You've already crushed up so many packs of cigarettes. Don't do that again. And I never went back after that. I listened to it one time.
I had to take shots at my own ego.
Yeah.
I was like, are you fucking serious, bro? I'm like, yo, you talk about how you got control of your life. And there's something that got control of you.
Yeah, Nick Adams said it the best. I've had Nick on the podcast. He's phenomenal. He goes, I take my suffering raw. He goes, because he's straight edge. He goes, I take my suffering raw. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, I totally get that. Like, because when I told him I was like, I drink, he's like, nah, bro, I take my suffering raw. And I'm like
that.
Right? Dude, it pumped me up so bad. It's like some David Goggins shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But I was literally like, I was telling myself, like, yo, stop being a pussy, bro.
Well, but it's true though.
If you really think it, you're like,
true. I'm hard, bro. I'm hard. It's like, no, you're not. I really need this, every 2 hours or whatever, bro. It's it's the same thing. So like even when I wanted to, if I want to do something, this is what I've always wanted. If I want to do something, I want to just be able to do it.
Fucking Kobe.
So I just go
Mamba mentality.
So when I set out, like I'm not okay, whatever. So when I said I want to do 1,000 pull-ups, I did 1,000 pull-ups. So when I said I want to do 1,000 push-ups, I did 1,000 push-ups. So when I said I wanted to not drink for a year because I just didn't want to because I didn't like the way it made me feel, dude, I stopped drinking for a whole year. My girl even remembers. She was like, do you remember, like, you weren't drinking at all for, like, I don't even think you drank for, like, a year. And I was like, I just didn't want to.
Ooh, this is getting me so pumped.
Bro, I'm telling you, if you just go, hey, how tough are you? You go, I don't want to do this.
I'm gonna look myself in the mirror and call myself a pussy every single fucking day.
If that's what motivates you,
You fucking pussy.
You need to not. But I mean, it's like whatever you need to tell yourself.
no,
but remember, okay, how about
I
this? How
think
about this,
that's
bro?
true.
How about this? Just remember, my boy. Shout out to Nick Adams.
Yeah.
I take
My
my
suffering
suffering raw.
Ooh. Do we end on that? Or
We
do have more to
should.
talk about.
No, we're ending on that.
I
Listen.
take my suffering raw.
Take my suffering raw.
Wait. No, we have to. Are we gonna?
What?
All right, never mind. We're out. Take my suffering raw. Peace.
Yeah.